Hey, Annette Green here with Graphic 45, and today I just wanted to quickly share with you some very fun and easy holiday tags that I've made using Graphic 45's 12 Days of Christmas collection. And then I want to share with you a very addictive little bow project. Very, very fun. So anyway, I stuck with this sheet of chipboard 1 in the 12 Days of Christmas. Also used the flowers in the double-sided cardstock. There's 2 sheets in there. And then I used a little bit of the 6x6 patterns and solids. Okay, so I just want to keep it simple. So I just started with a chipboard piece. Whoops. So in this case, here's one little tag that I made. In this case, this is this one here. Okay, and then I just punched out a whole bunch of, I had a little die of a holly leaf, and I used the 6x6 green papers and mixed and matched, and I cut out a whole bunch of holly leaves, just stuck them on there, put a bow and a brad, and then this will be something very pretty on a package or a wine bottle or whatever this season. Okay, this one is a whole bunch of those flowers from the flower sheet all piled up and stuck together, and then a pretty brad in the middle, a little bow, and this is another little chipboard tag from the sheet. So that's this one right here below it. See it? Okay, and then we have this one, and this is also, some of the flowers are just layered on the back of one of these chipboard tags. This tag is this pretty one here. Okay, so then I just popped on the flowers on the back and a few flowers and brads on the front and a pretty glittery bow, and done. That'd be pretty on a package too. Okay, this one is this big, I have no room here for this camera. This big one here, see it? Okay, so that's the big background. And then I layered some flowers on there and had a little ribbon with this little chipboard piece, which is also in that pack. This is a chipboard piece, and I just kind of layered up the flowers and added some little punched greenery here, and then added a ribbon to the top. This could be an ornament, this could hang on a wine bottle, whatever, right? So there's that one, and then finally is this one, which is this one. Okay, and so just layered up a couple of small flowers, put a little brad there, and then this bow. Okay, this is the bow that I'm talking about. This is seriously addictive, this little bow. I went on to Pinterest and I looked up some ideas for handmade bows, and this was sort of a version of a few that I found. So I made my own kind of version, created this little template for you. Which is a PDF file, which should be available on the blog and on my blog as well. I'll put the link at the end of the video. But basically, I've just given you a couple of different sizes here, and there's 2 parts to each bow, as you can see. I went ahead and labeled them so that when I cut them apart and use these as templates, I can throw them in a little baggie, and you just use these to trace from. And you can use them all year long, really. You don't have to use them just for the holidays. But for this, I just did holiday. Okay, so what can you do with them? Okay, so by the way, this is an excellent way to use up little scraps of paper, too. So you trace the one part onto paper, like I did, and then you cut that out. Okay, and you've got this little shape. Now, you also will cut out and trace the other part. This is like the tails, and this is the actual bow part. And you can see I have put score tape on the back here, on these 2 ends over here. So before I do anything else, like put the bow together, I want to kind of soften the paper fibers, kind of break them up. So I take the handle of my piercing tool. You could use a pencil or anything kind of smooth and round like this. And you just kind of get the paper softened up a little bit for that curve, because if you didn't do this step and you tried to fold over the ends to the center, you would probably get like a hard fold, and you don't want that. You want a nice, you know, little curvy bow. You don't want it to be all hard and squished. So anyway, then you would peel off the score tape and stick the first part down to the center, and then peel off the second part. and then glue that right over the top, okay? And that's it, you know, that's that simple. And then this would get glued right to the top of there, and there's your bow. Now you can, you know, take a strip of paper that coordinates and run it through the middle. You could put a brad in there. You could do all kinds of things. The one thing that I do like to do is I take a blending tool with some ink, usually a coordinating color, and I ink around the edges of the bow and the tails. And so this one has been inked here. So that gives a little more, I don't know, makes it pop a little bit. Okay, and so then you would stick that on there. So that's your very, very basic bow right there. And so on that tag that I showed you, I used 2 different colors of paper. I put a sparkly brad in there, and then I popped in a few little pieces of greenery that I punched out. So that's the pretty basic version. So there's a couple of other things that you can do, of course. You could, this one I cut 2 different papers that coordinated, the blues and the pack. And then I cut 2 different sizes, I layered them together, and then I found a coordinating ribbon and just kind of wrapped that around. So that would be pretty on a package, right? And then I decided to try something else, and I cut out 3 different colors, all the same size of the bow part, but then 2 different sizes for the tails. And I would recommend hot glue for this one because the paper wants to kind of fight you. But I just kind of glued them all together in a little stack and kind of curled these little tails with my piercing handle. And there you go, right? It's kind of cute. All right, and then you can take the tails on this one. I did, you know, 2 different papers again. I used a piece of coordinating paper there, but instead of the tails coming out the back like standard, I cut them right in half, and I gave them a little pinch, and then just kind of hot glued all that to the back of this double bow. I think that one's really cute. Okay, and then you can get really fancy. You can cut a really big one, you can add lace, you can put a button, you know, go crazy, right? So then I got really excited and I started making the teeny tiny little one. Okay, I made a whole bunch of them. I just sat in front of the TV. This would be a great project with the family, with kids. You could have a bunch of these cut out already and just have them, you know, do the gluing or help with putting the little brads in there or whatever. But I just made like a whole bunch of these little guys and put brads in all of them. And I'm going to just save them for when I need them. But so just to give you an idea of a few things you can do, let's see. Like if you had a little holiday tag, let's say this little simple one. It's very flat. There's not much going on. Wouldn't that be cute to just pop on the bottom of there? Little glue dot and it's all done. Okay. You could take a bigger tag, do the same thing. Maybe use this dark one and pop that on down there. Now this is chipboard coaster that I had. I covered it with some of the paper, and then I used I have a couple of Sizzix dies that cut circles out of the center, so I cut those. You could play around with these, but I'm thinking, you know, use this size and pop a little bow on the top of there. You could put a little string or ribbon on the back. You could put a picture of your grandchild there, and it could be a little ornament for grandma or grandpa. Okay, so that's kind of easy and fun. And then finally you could cut out a little gingerbread man. I used my Tim Holtz die for this little guy. And, you know, this could be his little bow tie. So that's kind of cute, right? I could make a million of those and make a little face and give it out with some cookies. Okay, so that's it. That's it. It's very simple, very fun, very addictive. You have been warned. I hope you give it a try. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.